Kayfabe was a way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
But to be the man,
All-Star 316 says I just worked you.
I got mine. We are the generation that eat. You make the rules, and we will.
Who is booking this drop?
Oh, more of that.
WWE stands for.
No guys are much faster, stronger,
And there is no one.
This is the Kayfabe Livecast.
This is the Kayfabe Livecast.
I'm Mr. Richard Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Agent, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
Position I'd rather not be in, but the cream runs to the top. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I'm Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is the Kayfabe Livecast, but we're not live.
No more.
Thanks, YouTube.
Thanks, YouTube.
We're gonna keep getting at you, YouTube.
Always and forever, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Because this is the first, the inaugural, the beginning, the genesis, the start, the numero uno show of AEW, All Elite, all Elite, Double or Nothing. I mean, straight up fire. Straight up,
Arguably the best pay-per-view all year, probably excluding Evolution and NXT. Probably the best pay-per-view this past year.
I mean, we're in 2019.
I'd even put it above Wrestle Kingdom.
Let's talk about just 2019 because we're in 2019. So,
all right, well,
I would say 2019.
Even better.
It's the best.
So far, it is the best pay-per-view this year, even above Wrestle Kingdom.
I would say
I'm really mad.
I'm really mad we didn't get to attend it.
Wrestle Kingdom?
Wrestle Kingdom.
No, not Wrestle Kingdom.
No, this one, Double or Nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh
gosh.
They released last-minute seats, which was something that was actually apparent when you actually watched the pay-per-view. They were crammed in there. The barricades were kind of close to the ring, cutting off, distance for wrestlers to actually maneuver. But it was a packed house. It was sold out. Something that hasn't been done in a long time.
No, this is the first wrestling show to ever sell out the MGM. Sell out completely.
Yeah.
Sold it out in 4 minutes.
They even opened up more rows for people to catch it. And
I don't know what the exact number is, but they said
they sold about 200,000 online pay-per-view buys or something like that.
Yeah, 200,000 pay-per-view buys.
So
big ups to all of that.
Yeah, and they're not going to do this every single month. Cody said that they're not going to do this every single month because $50 is a lot to ask for. All the shows are not going to be 4 or 5 hours.
The pay-per-views are going to be more worth it when it does come, full circle because we already know it's going to continue on being the Elite. They're probably going to have a road to Fighter Fest, or a road to Fight for the Fallen. I think Fight for the Fallen is the legitimate next pay-per-view. I don't think Fighter Fest is.
I think it's just a big show.
I think it's just a show because that's the one that's mixed with the gaming, right?
No.
Fire Fest is the one
that's mixed with the game.
So it's
Fight for the
kind of like a gaming convention mixed with wrestling.
Yeah, like Jericho's going to be at Fight for the Fallen.
Yeah, so
that's going to be
I think Fight for the Fallen is going to be the next big pay-per-view in the line of Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
So
and then they're gonna do All In too.
All Out officially announced in Chicago.
Yep.
Check out the graphic for it. Might have a little tease to a possible CM Punk.
Yeah, they used the same stars that CM Punk used on his trunks were on the All In.
Now, I believe the stars are kind of a Chicago thing more so than a CM Punk thing.
Yeah.
But
still,
who knows?
You know how we are. They know how we are.
Let the speculation begin. We see a CM Punk.
My thing is, how can he sit this one out? All In, I can understand how he can sit that one. How can you sit this one out? But let's get into Double or Nothing. Let's start at the buyout, the pre-show, the Casino Royale. So some people say that the rules are convoluted. It wasn't convoluted at all.
I
It was
didn't
4 sets of 5.
I didn't like it as much as the over the budget battle royal.
Oh, the over the budget battle, that all-in battle royal was like one of the best battle royals.
Battle royals are
ever.
kind of hard to book in general.
But this wasn't.
With
It was a battle.
All of people coming in, the order of eliminations and stuff like that.
It was a casino royal.
So I think with the amount of people, because we knew for All In we were gonna have different promotions, so it was probably more hype of who's coming out, who's gonna be involved, and this one was like it's AEW.
Yeah,
you know, the people that we told you we were recruited. This is who we're showcasing. We had a surprise like a Tommy Dreamer involved in the battle royal.
I think
a couple of people like that.
I think a lot of people would be surprised to know that AEW had like a larger bag of wrestlers than people would think they do.
So
because of the affiliations with AAA and Oriental.
I don't think the affiliation with AAA is as big as people make it out to be. I think it's just a couple of key players from AAA and maybe a possible appearance for each other here and there. But I don't think it's going to be along the lines of the roster from AAA is completely available to the roster of AEW. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be along those lines. Just a select few stars. Like who they had, Sammy Guevara is a AAA guy, but he's officially AEW now. Mm. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be a lot of people.
I see Johnny Morrison.
I think
he was in the background. He was in the background of the last being the Elite.
Yeah.
Before Double or Nothing. So you want to check
Elite,
that out.
Johnny Elite.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
We might see some Johnny Elite. I mean, it was an entertaining battle. But people thought it was convoluted. 4 sets of 5. People come out. Last person who drew Joker.
I have literally one critique of the battle royal.
What's that?
And it was the use of Sean Spears. I felt like
that was he got a big pop.
You give him a good intro video showcasing that he's joined All Elite and he's gonna be in that battle royal, but you kind of gave him a WWE style elimination
with the guy with no legs. Sorry.
Yeah, like
no offense
to the guy with no legs. He's incredible. You know, he's rare. It's a rare act.
Yeah,
but for him to be the one to eliminate Sean Spears in particular, I felt like that was a big loss and not a really good start for Sean.
Yeah,
he already has his own following with the 10 thing and his taunt, but I think it was like I felt like it was more of the same that we see from him.
They should have booked him more stronger. That's
definitely, but
I agree with you.
The way Joey Janela got eliminated, the way it ended in general with the winner.
Yeah.
Hangman Page.
Ended with Hangman Page, Luchasaurus,
MJF had a big impact in
Jimmy Havoc.
In the ending of that match.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely entertaining. It was entertaining for sure. My only critique was the Sean Spears thing.
Yeah, man. Hangman Page was the winner. He was supposed to have a match with Pac. Things that ended up working out. But Hangman Page is the winner, so he is one half of the number 1 contender.
That's one of the things we talked about last week. We thought was actually a work.
It was a work shoot.
I really can't believe that Pac would actually make do business like that.
It's a work shoot.
There's
also some visa issues too. There's also some visa issues too.
So what? Visa.
Well,
if it's visa issues, then I understand that more so than anything else.
There's visa issues, and also some creative. There's some creative difference. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a work.
He doesn't want his championship.
I will say, whatever it was, if Pac could have been at the first All Elite pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, if Pac could have been there and he could have had that match with Hangman Page, he just missed out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure we'll see Pac later.
This is going crazy. Twitter's going crazy.
It's alright.
The boards on Facebook, Reddit, everything, they're all going crazy over it.
They have Pac all over the promotional things and everything too. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, you take months to build this up and then you wait to the end for creative differences. It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, that happens.
But we'll see what happens going forward. At the end of the day, we didn't lose out.
Facts, we definitely did. So the next match we had was Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara, because the lovable Sammy Guevara, everybody loves
that guy.
What do you mean?
I like Sammy Guevara.
I don't know. He's just.
I like that. I'm gonna eventually hate him so much. You know,
he just doesn't seem genuine to me.
I'm gonna be saying this for a lot of the matches: hard hitting, high flying, Good match. Both of them guys got over, but Kip Sabian ended up winning the match. He's a really big deal.
With the Deathly Hollows.
He's a really big deal in the UK, and AEW is already a really big deal in the UK with their deal with ITV. Their deal with ITV reaches like 90 million, like 90,000 people out there. Like they're a lot smaller than us, so that's not like nothing to us, but out there, like.
Well, they do say that they're one of the biggest broadcasters in the UK. So.
Yeah, and they're already talking about doing like UK-based pay-per-views and all that. So
I hope so.
So it's interesting. It's interesting. Then after that match, the Elite came out. Brandy, the Bucks, Hangman, Cody. They came out to address the crowd, and Matt was just like.
I will say one of the first things going into this pay-per-view I was excited to see was the production, like the actual stage setup. It did.
Yeah.
The leak photos that came out, it kind of looked like an Impact set.
I told
when
you.
you do see the finished product, it was a great set. And honestly, if they continue to do the changes, I think these pay-per-views are going to start looking really good, really themed out. So
yeah, I
was excited for that. I really like the way
they go to the level of where they make structures and such.
Yeah,
stages and stuff.
I miss all that, like the crazy Titantrons, the pyramids.
They had Titantron stuff like this, so I think they're gonna go back to all that stuff. Like,
no, yeah. I know for sure because that's like one of the heart of the old school style. What's the next Titantron gonna look like? What's the next pay-per-view event gonna look like? Armageddon or Bad Blood, or Halloween Havoc. Bash at the Beach.
They actually trademarked Bash at the Beach, so I probably think next year we probably will get an AEW Bash at the Beach. But they came out, they addressed the crowd, made jokes about, this is a 20,000, we sold out 20,000, even though the MGM can only...
Because it only hold 13?
It only 13 sold out. So, a little subtle shot at WWE.
In wrestling, we round
up. Yeah, that's a subtle shot at WWE.
Shot at WWE doing from WrestleManias.
We'll see a bigger one later. And then the video package with Kenny Omega recreating the GIF and Matt Jackson finally meeting Michael Nakazawa. And that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I also like the way they actually filmed that. It was like the focus was completely on Matt, and as he walked by places and interacted with certain things and people, then it will go into focus. Like, it was cinematic, but also, kind of like sports, all about the person, very zoomed in and focused, and then, everything kind of blurry on the side, and then when he interacts with people, boom, you see him and Michael Nakazawa in this case. It was well done. A little bit of being the Elite 5.
Yeah,
too.
It was because they introed being the Elite. They did the intro being the Elite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the intro being the Elite. The commentators that night we had good old JR back on commentary. Alex and AJ's favorite commentary, Excalibur.
Excalibur, he didn't do bad. He was really good. Really good. So there's been a lot of critique of JR. On a lot of boards I'm seeing. Because God on the shoot, I enjoyed finally having somebody who talks about what's actually going on in the ring.
Facts.
And JR, did a great job. Kept me interested the whole night.
I feel like those guys
the one critique I do agree with kind of looked like he was looking down or looked like
he was looking at another camera. That's my guesstimation.
He looked like he was asleep.
He was looking at another camera.
Actual camera.
Maybe it's the way the angle was reflecting off his glasses.
And as far as looks goes, the only other critique I have, honestly, was the referee shirts. I really don't like the referee shirts. He doesn't like the I feel like the black stripes are too bold, too big, and the AEW logos are way too big on the shirts, and even on the announcers' jackets, it was way too big. Hopefully stuff like that they'll fix over time, but it's little critique things.
I mean,
let's get onto this good.
Let's get to the main card. Let's get to the main card. Let's get to the main card. Our main card started with SCU. It would make my day if I can get a loud SCU. SCU versus Strong Hearts of Sema, T-Hawk, and Elderman.
Lindemann.
L Lindemann.
Lindemann.
L Lindemann.
Lindemann.
L Lindemann. Dude, this is a hot. Like I said, it's gonna be like copy and paste.
For people that don't know, these are the people from OWE, Oriental Wrestling Entertainment.
Yes.
And this is another partnership along the lines of the AAA that AEW has, and I felt like this match was really all about showcasing
Scorpio Sky.
OWE.
Yo, Scorpio Sky.
And Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky looks like he's gonna be the standout.
Yo, the dive he did a dive like the like everybody like Balor does it, Kenny Omega does it, but he landed on his feet on the outside. Scorpio Sky is amazing. It's gonna sound like copy and paste.
I can see him going for the world title. So
yo, I can definitely see that in the future. I can definitely see that in the future.
I wonder if AEW is gonna even have a mid-card title. There's been no talk of that.
I think we'll eventually get there because they haven't even been talking of tag team championships yet. So I think we'll get there. But SCU ended up winning that match. SCU. The second match we had is the first women's match in AEW history. Smiley Kylie Ray, the Beast Nyla Rose.
Is AEW's Bailey.
Yeah, but
that's my critique of her.
But what I like about
AEW's Bailey.
What I like about her is she kicks ass in the ring. Like she does. She goes in there. She kicks ass. The Beast Nyla Rose. And the Doctor Britt Baker, and then
a surprise,
and then
Brandy shows up.
Brandy came out, and we thought that Brandy was going to wrestle when she came out. She said
she was full gear.
She said this. She was definitely full gear. She said this match was great, but we needed to be awesome. Boom! Awesome Kong music hits. Crowd goes crazy.
Now, I gotta say, I felt the electricity through the damn screen in that moment.
Yeah.
Awesome Kong got a crazy pop, and it was just good to see her there. Honestly, like I've been waiting for a big audience for Awesome Kong, and she's been away doing the Glow.
I think she's just gonna do like a part-time thing with AEW. Like we'll see her kind of like sporadically. I don't think she's gonna be a full-time person, but that's cool though.
She was perfect in that moment because the whole time I'm like Nyla Rose.
She took out Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose is gonna be the one to dominate. Like how are you gonna beat Nyla Rose? You're gonna obviously have to double team her or whatever. Yeah. But she was the perfect force to show up for the woman.
In the house too.
Facts.
You know.
We got to see Britt Baker and Kylie Ray really go at it, and Britt Baker won with the what's the finishing move called? The Adam Rose, not the Adam Cole, the Adam Cole effect. Is that what it's called? Like, and it was something. Her finishing move was something like that, like the Adam Cole effect or something like that.
I'm not sure.
But she finished Kylie Ray with that, and I think Britt Baker is going to be a star. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby.
So far, she's been poised the whole time. Like,
she was there with them at MSG at Madison Square Garden.
Definitely see her possibly in the running for the first title.
Female there.
Yeah, maybe. And Allie was on commentary, and Brandy's going to face Allie in her first match at Fight for the Fallen. So that's interesting. Next match we had is Best Friends with Jack Evans and.
Helico.
I just like the way you say this.
Helico.
Helico. Who's from South Africa? I thought that was really interesting. Like I said, I feel like I'm going to be saying the same thing. Hard-hitting, high-flying match.
First of all, I now know why they needed sensory things for this pay-per-view. The first ever sensory.
Oh my gosh, because it's
the lime green and silver was all over that ring. All four of them.
The lights, the pyros.
Oh my goodness, they were shiny as hell.
Word, they were mad shiny. Shiny Superman!
Another high flying match.
It was the highlight of the show.
I'm glad Jack Evans is definitely
Jack Evans and his trash talking is the funniest shit that you can hear.
Jack Evans and Helico used to be former AAA tag team champions. I didn't know that.
They were the top guys.
They were the top guys.
Oh, and then he's a legend in cruiserweight and high flying.
The Best Friends got their hug. They won the match, and at the end, the lights go out, and the Super Smash Brothers come out, and they have like all of like these minions. Now the crowd didn't really react like that because a lot of people didn't.
I don't think a lot of people knew.
I didn't even know who they were honestly until the guy on the announcement today, I think Alex said it or Excalibur said it. I didn't know who they were, but it was cool because you knew exactly these were the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? The Best Friends and them hugging out at the end.
I mean, they did the classic lights out.
Lights
out of nowhere.
Mad people come in like
lights out again.
They had like 20
lights
people.
Back on.
Word, like
minions all over.
Even if you don't know.
They made like a human throne for him.
Word, like, you know what I'm saying? You know the story, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the bad guys, these are the faces. So I really like that, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, we got a video package for All Out.
All out.
Yeah, all out.
All out.
You know what
Like
I'm saying?
we said,
all
confirmed for Chicago.
Yeah.
August 31st. So check that out.
I think that's going to be like their, that's going to be kind of like
He
their
did mention
WrestleMania.
at the end that not maybe their WrestleMania, but it's going to be a staple event for them for sure.
Yeah.
But he did mention that they're going to have, the TV show, pay-per-views, and then they are already looking into, pay-per-view that's above all the other pay-per-views. So
yeah,
in time.
Yeah.
I really wish they didn't take the copyright for Clash of Champions.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
All those old WCW.
But he got bashed at the beach though.
Yeah,
Cody got bashed at the beach. So.
I think they could make that work too.
Yeah, especially in the summertime. Yeah, especially
Because you know what's funny? Bash at the Beach should technically be Jericho's Cruise. That'd be amazing.
But Jericho's Cruise is gonna be its own thing. So
you can still do that,
man.
You just have the yacht. Not the yacht, whatever it is. The yacht is cruise shape.
There's still a chance I might end up on that
cruise
ship, man.
Have it docked in the background. The Cruise of Jericho docked and have Bash at the Beach.
That's true. But
Jericho's
Cruise is kind of his own thing. I was kind of taking a look at his own life. And the 3-on-3 tag team match. Focus.
The 6-woman tag team match with Hikaru Shida, Ryo Abi, and Ryo Muzami. And they defeated Aha Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, Ima Sakura.
Sorry if we butchered these names. I think you did a great job. But the thing about this is, when we see them more on AEW, when we see them,
we'll definitely pronounce their names a little bit better, know more about them. But the one thing I will say about this, it just showed how the crowd was 100% behind them. It didn't matter if we knew who they were or not. They were getting popped. They were getting This Is Wrestling chants. They were getting AEW chants.
I want to talk about that for one quick second. I like the fact that it said "This is wrestling," not women's wrestling. This is wrestling. So that just shows you
it just shows that not even with the proper build up, because these 6 ladies really didn't get any build up on being the
a lot of the stuff tonight didn't really get build
road to Double or Nothing. They didn't really get any build up. They just got announced. For the fans to be behind them the way they were in one night. 6 Japanese, probably non-English speaking women, get them over in one night, all 6 of them. What is WWE doing with their Japanese stars after all these years? And
this is a Kenny Omega thing.
Yeah,
this is a Kenny Omega. He really wanted this.
Even with his entrance and all that we'll talk about later, he still bringing the Japanese flair from his New Japan days.
Yeah, man. So
that's how you gotta do it sometimes.
Like I said, it's gonna sound like copy and paste, high hitting, high smash mouth style, really dope. It went a little bit too long, but other than that, it was a really good match.
I like the match.
A lot of false finishes,
tons of false finishes,
high spots. But
it was awesome. It was awesome.
Aha Khan, she's a behemoth. She's huge woman taking shots all over the place.
I want to see her versus.
She even brought a garbage, a garbage pail, and hitting each other with it.
That shit was crazy.
Definitely a lot of extreme moments throughout the night, but well placed. And it had the pay per view overall to me had a New Japan meets ECW WWF kind of vibe. The
best of everything.
The arena of a WWF crowd with,
some
elements of the hardcore ECW, but with the New Japan fighting style. It was
real.
It was
They
good.
didn't shy away from the wrestling. Next, we got arguably the best, some would say the best match of the night, the match of the night. The match between Cody and Dustin Rhodes. Before we get into the match, let's talk about Cody's entrance first off. Personally, I don't mind the shots as long as they're subtle and funny. I like this, but I just don't think we need to do this every show. And he said that we're not going to do this every show.
To paint the picture, though, pretty much Cody comes out to his normal music and stuff, and then boom, camera pans in. There's a throne. In the same symbol as Triple H. No, not this Iron Throne, but with Triple H's cross symbol.
WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, WrestleMania 30 throne entrance. Triple H did with the skulls and everything.
Yeah.
The biggest part
is when he walks down to the
shot.
aisle, and then
Brandy
gives him the sledgehammer, and then he walks
That's
back
crazy
up.
that the sledgehammer signed with AEW.
The sledgehammer signed with
sledgehammer's
AEW. Got a
over.
big pop too.
Yep.
He used the sledgehammer and boom, hits the
destroyed the throne, explodes. You know, big pop. Everybody caught the imagery. Everybody's talking about it. Adding WWE. I myself even like, hey, you saw that? Like, step your game up. I love WWE.
It was
but
good.
They
It made the
need a wake
sledgehammer
up call.
look strong.
Yeah, they need a wake up call.
I mean, here it is. The war is on. Like
for the people that are like, oh, AEW's been talking too much. Understand? A lot of the people you cannot hide the elephant in the room with half of the stars. They're old WWE stars. Cody, who's the executive vice president.
John Moxley,
Dustin,
Sean
like
Spears,
and there's a whole bunch
Dean
of talent.
Malenko.
They can't just shy away from these questions. So they're gonna give it honest because they finally have no restrictions on what they say and what kind of character they do. So how can people even get pissed off at the fact that they're retaliating or because it is retaliating?
But I will say though, I hope
what happened to the pissant comment in the Hall of Fame?
Nobody's talking. Yeah, I hope that
that's straight from Triple H.
I don't mind shots, but I just hope that it's not like a focal thing in like every show. Like
it doesn't need to be like it really doesn't need to be because outside of that and maybe the little shot with the numbers, they just gave us AEW.
That's cool though. But let's talk about this match. Let's talk about this match. This match was crazy.
It was cringy and
oh my gosh, his
not
face.
Because the action wasn't great. It was because
he got busted
lots
open.
Of blood.
Dustin
said that Brandy busted him open.
I didn't see that. On my rewatch, I didn't see that.
He said that Brandy hit him with the cane, and that's what busted him.
I think he did the old school blade.
I mean, yeah,
job on himself. Kind of hit himself.
Kayfabe.
Well, but I think he cut himself a little bit too deep.
Yeah, he was cringe.
Or maybe in the wrong spot.
He was definitely cringe.
But he was leaking. The Crimson Mask on Stone Cold Steve Austin has nothing to do with has nothing on the Crimson Mask that Goldust had.
Yeah, it was a good match, an emotional match. Cody ended up winning with a crossroads. There was crossroads back and forth. Like I said, Cody ended up winning with a crossroads. And then in a shoot, Dustin was taking off his boots. Cody came back and said, you're not going to retire.
Not yet.
And he said, I need a partner for next month when I go against the Young Bucks. And he said, I don't need a teammate. I need my brother. And they hugged. This was a shoot. Dustin did not know this was going to happen. And so it's going to be Cody, Dustin versus Young Bucks at Fight for the Fallen. That's going to be awesome. And then after this, we had Bret Hart come out and present the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Now, for the wrestling world, we got 2 titles debuted this week. The ugliest title in the world, the 24/7 title for WWE.
It may be one of the most beautiful oh my God,
heavyweight
championships. Really is. It looks like a mix between the IWGP and
I heard the inspiration was behind the title that Dustin used to have.
In the old NWA.
Nah, it looks like the Gift of the Gods Championship.
It's really big, but it looks prestigious.
I saw what the inspiration for it was. It was this title that Dusty had back in the days, the North American Championship. It was silver with the kind of plates assembled the same way, and they even have 4 markings that this title does have. So I think it was the North American Championship. I don't know exactly what promotion it was, but this is how you make a fucking title. This is what I've been wanting from WWE to give us back the glory days of, But I think a title is something you see and you're like, I need that.
Yep.
I don't just want that for the. I need that belt. That belt is beautiful. It's the top of the business. I need it. This is a belt I could definitely see.
And for Bret Hart,
if they utilize their stars and the people who fight for this belt, if they put the lineage and the history behind it, this is going to be one of the best belts ever.
And that's how you also increase your prestige and lineage, because the more that people want the title, the more that people want to fight harder for it. That
title, your world championship should make other wrestlers want to bring their talent to their promotion
to
get that title.
They already showed you.
For me, this title right here was the end all be all title for me. Just as soon as you see it, you think, history, lineage, glory, how beautiful it looks. The new titles going on nowadays, this 24/7 title, oh my God, absolute trash. Mm-hmm. But and Bret Hart, we didn't even speak about the fact that Bret Hart was the one who presented it. Yeah, AEW's first pay-per-view event gets the cosign from Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yep. Yeah, man. Bret Hart came out and
there was a lot of celebrities and
a lot of
JY was there. A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people there. Teddy Hart was there. There was a lot of people there. A lot of people were interested.
Noel Foley was there.
Buzz. But Bret Hart came out. He called out Adam Hangman Page because he won a battle royal. The first thing that you see from AEW is already putting the World Heavyweight title in a prestigious place. So Adam Hangman Page comes out, then MGF comes out. He's such a good heel. So he said to Bret, watch out, there's a fan coming, because at the Hall of Fame, and then MGF comes in, then Jimmy Havoc ends up coming down, then Jungle Boy comes out. That just lets you know who's gonna be in the world, who's gonna be in the championship picture. Those are the same guys that were left at the end of the battle royal. And then after this, we get the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. And this, to me, honestly, was the best wrestling match.
This is tag team wrestling.
And this is tag team wrestling at its finest for the AAA tag team champions. Oh my, this hard-hitting,
fast finishes,
high-flying,
tag team moves.
This straight up to me, this was a 5-star match. This was
was definitely a 5-star match.
This was a 5-star match.
If you was watching being the Elite, or you was watching the Road, and you see the Bucks getting their ring rust off, trying new moves that they actually do in the ring. So the actual moves was a storyline,
and it played into the match. In the beginning of the match, Nick and Jackson were having a lot of miscommunications. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nick kicked Matt a couple of times, just bumping into each other. But they had to get it together.
But all the praise to the Young Bucks, the Lucha Brothers.
Those guys are fucking
absolutely.
Let me give you some numbers to compare. The Lucha Brothers last night was their 49th match in 2019. The match last night for the Young Bucks was their third. So, ring rust. It's not just a joke on being the Elite. It really is ring rust.
And it played into the match, the storyline. Everything about that match was honestly perfect.
Yeah.
The spots.
One
of my favorite
spots. Canadian Destroyer on the edge of the ring off his back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. And then it was like a sequence that he did after in the ring.
When Nick flips out the ring and lands on Phoenix. But he after
doing
I forgot what he did a tag. Yeah, he did a hot tag. Did a tag team move. He flip to the apron
outside, and then the
flip over the rope onto the apron, then backflip again onto.
That's classic Nick Jackson. He has the best hot tag in business.
And then he goes as soon as he flips, he dodges it, goes for a kick, dodges that, and then they both lay each other out
on the outside. Yeah. That was fire.
Oh my God.
5-star match. The Young Bucks retaining. I kind of didn't like it, but then looking on the hindsight, it makes the Lucha Brothers chase. The Bucks will probably drop it in Mexico. The AEW Tag Team Championships haven't even talked about. I'm pretty sure they will be.
They're coming.
Triple A is coming to Madison Square Garden too.
Wow. So who knows? We'll probably see the Elite there.
I'm telling you, we're going to see that'll probably turn into an AEW show.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, AEW is going to come to the Garden a lot sooner than people think.
And then there's only one match.
I'm about to get my AAA ticket.
There's only one match that can close this awesome pay-per-view out. This close to almost flawless pay-per-view.
Alpha versus Omega 2.5.
Oh my God.
I say 2.5 because everybody always forgets about the Cruise, but
that was Alpha Club versus Bullet Club.
This was number one contender match. This is the match that kind of started all this. At Wrestle Kingdom, when Jericho first came over there, had the Alpha versus Omega 1, which he lost. And
they kind of highlighted a bit. They didn't get too much footage of New Japan at all. They can't. But they touched on all that, the history leading up to it, and Chris Jericho speaking on how he actually found this new world, and the rivalry he had with Kenny going in, showed them attacking each other through conferences and indie promotions and throughout the time. But
it was a good package.
The match was good, everything good, like
hard hitting.
In ring,
oh my gosh!
Like in ring psychology.
I just want to say the last 3 minutes because I feel like these are like
Kenny Omega does this with a broken nose, like 2 to 5 minutes in.
Facts where he breaks his nose because I was wondering, I was like, damn, what's going on with Omega?
Better than 95% of wrestlers.
Word, he was still going. He was still giving us that good old Kenny Omega performance. But honestly, I still think Kenny Omega is the best in the world, but Jericho beat his ass in this match.
Oh, yeah.
Jericho beat
and Jericho's
Kenny
not, funny enough, Jericho's not even taking that
kind
of credit for that.
Yo.
He's saying he got away barely, but nah.
I mean, because Kenny Omega's still brought
he got his meat triggers in. And
he's still brought
considering
the coup de grace on the table.
Everything he did with
the coup de grace on the table when Jericho was on the outside and he put the table, the springboard coup de grace.
I thought he was gonna dive through the table while Jericho was holding it. I thought that table was gonna smash.
Kenny Omega holds no bounds.
Speaking about the tables, they're weird. They're like Japanese tables mixed with American tables.
They're heavier than WWE tables, but lighter than Japanese tables.
Yeah,
like
that
in
between mix.
Yeah, they're that medium because Japanese tables are way too heavy and WWE titles are way too light.
Yeah,
so
Kenny broken nose, bleeding the whole match.
Where he's trying to hit the One Wing Angel, he reversed it into a DDT. Jericho come out, cold breaker, staggering up, boom, Judas effect, and that shit hit hard.
Yeah,
Judas effect dropped him.
It's spinning back elbow. That's Jericho,
but it's just the way he sold it.
Sent him right back to DDT.
You know what I'm saying?
he
beat Kenny Omega clean in the middle of the ring. And then Jericho got on the mic after and said everybody needs to thank him.
They do.
Because he's the biggest star. And honestly,
thank you.
He didn't really do. We think at Kayfabe Avenue, we thank you, Jericho, all right? Maybe those elite jerks don't, but we thank you, okay? We thank you, Jericho. And then when he's waiting for this thank you, the crowd starts to pop. He thinks the crowd's popping for him.
All of a sudden you hear, damn it.
Hell no, we didn't. No, we did not. I don't know what these guys are talking about, but I see it with these eyes. John Moxley coming through the crowd.
You gotta admit, him coming through the crowd had to make you think of the Shield.
No, I did not think of that at all. I thought of Razor Ramon. That's what I thought of. I thought of Razor Ramon coming out at Nitro. I did not think of the Shield.
But there was definitely Shield heavy.
I didn't think of the Shield.
Through the crowd.
I didn't think of the Shield.
Entrance going on.
But John Moxley came out and you can just tell, like, his vibe, like, the way he moved, like,
the electricity.
He was feeling it. He felt electricity. He's unleashed. He's unhinged. This is really the
unscripted violence is his slogan right now.
Facts. John Moxley was in there.
That's another shot.
Jericho literally turned around and said, "What are you doing here?" Boom. Dirty deeds. Then Dirty Deeds a ref. Then he's about to pick up Kenny Omega, Dirty Deeds him. Kenny Omega rushes him outside. John Moxley and Kenny Omega are fighting through the crowd. They go on top of the chips. Dirty D's on the chips. Then he freaking Kenny Omega off onto the stage. It was crazy. Double or Nothing ends with John Moxley on top of the chips. John Moxley is officially all elite. All elite.
Signed a
multi-year deal.
What would you give this pay-per-view?
Overall, honestly, I would give it like a 4.8 out of 5 or something like that. Honestly, like 4.8 out of 5.
I'd say around the same. I give it like a 4. Yeah, 4. If it's 4 out of 5, like a 4.5.
Yeah.
And
it was just really good, top to bottom.
It's just people say, "Oh, wrestling has been around." This is no. They like focused on the wrestling. WWE can't even say wrestler. Nope. So.
They focused on the wrestling. It was funny, great action. Every match.
That Dustin versus Cody match, I think, is going to be my favorite pick, just because the amount of blood Dustin Rhodes was losing, and he still gave one of the greatest matches of his career.
He said that was the best.
They looked like they didn't hold back, blood leaking or not. They didn't hold back anything. They finished the whole match. The whole ring covered. They both covered the emotional storytelling they put. They're going to be a tag team for the next pay-per-view against the Young Bucks.
Which is going to be crazy.
It was just everything I wanted in the wrestling match.
Obviously, Alpha versus Omega. Come on.
Omega.
It was
a match.
Come on.
Straight up wrestling, yeah.
It was really different from the first one. I really loved the first one. I think one of the first ones, honestly, it's like one of my favorite matches of all time. It was different. This one was different for different reasons. Number one contender, first main event at AEW, different stakes.
Now we have Adam Page versus Chris Jericho for the championship.
And we have John Moxley versus Kenny Omega. Yep. This is crazy.
Who would have thought Dean Ambrose would be facing Kenny Omega?
He's the Lex Luger
in 2019.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so awesome. My favorite match was the Lucha Bros.
He gave me that Scott Hall outside of vibe.
He's crazy. Yo, he's like it's funny. Like he said that they would say like in WWE he was a lunatic fringe, but this really feels like a lunatic fringe.
And they didn't mention the lunatic fringe not one time.
He's just he feels like
they was promoting him as John Moxley. Like everybody should already know that.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Exactly.
They don't
he came out 5 minutes after his contract was done on the, you know what I'm saying, and released that AEW.
I'm personally not a huge Dean Ambrose fan.
I'm not either.
But I'm definitely more interested in him now. Now it's like showing proof to me.
This makes me crazy.
I know you can go in the ring, but
him and Kenny look like they was already meshing well together and won a street fight. So it looks like this is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? I think Kenny's going to be like going a little bit of a loser streak because I don't think Mox is going to lose his first match on
Kenny
AEW.
likes those type of
those story arcs.
Long story arcs where there's redemption involved.
Exactly, because I think I think Jericho is going to be the AEW. I think he's going to be the AEW's first champion. I think Hangman Page is going to chase him. I think they're really setting Hangman Page up to be
there's a war coming with them in WWE.
Jericho's the first champion.
Jericho should definitely be the first champion.
Jericho
and in history parallel, Dean Ambrose is definitely the Razor Ramon right now.
And let's look into the future a little bit. Jericho at Dominion, which is New Japan's like SummerSlam, is going to face Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It's very unlikely, but what if he wins?
I don't see it, but
I know.
I think ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous, but you know we can keep going.
He's the go.
He is the go.
He's the go.
But you know we can keep going. You know we can keep talking about how
we can do this all day.
We can do this all day. Kayfabe, symbol
on your left.
So with that being said, AJ, where can they find you?
At Kayfabe_AJ on Instagram.
Focus, where can they find you?
Kayfabe_Focus.
Richie Moon, where can they find you? They can find me at Mr. Richie Moon, or you can find me at Kayfabe Avenue. Follow me at Kayfabe Avenue. The Instagram page is getting popping. We're coming back live to you. Kenny, do the honor to us for this 5-star pay-per-view. Double or Nothing, All Elite. More stuff is coming soon. The third generation, the third golden age of professional wrestling is coming. I want to copyright that, all right? We started that here.
Cerro Miedo.
The third golden age of professional wrestling started last night. Double Elite, All or Nothing. Let's go. Kayfabe Avenue. Kenny, the Elite. The Elite. Kenny, take us home. Take us home, Kenny.
Take us home.
Goodbye and good